What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to remove your stock steering wheel on a Mazda B22 or a Mazda B2000 and how to replace it with an NRG or maybe any other steering wheel you might have. I'm going with the NRG hub steering wheel and quick release, so I'm going to show you guys how to install all of that and remove your old one. Or maybe you have a crappy old different kind of steering wheel and you want to swap it out. So I'm going to show you that in this video. We have our parts truck here ready to get the steering wheel off of it. This one has an aftermarket steering wheel that's a little crappy, I guess. To me it looks like it was maybe bought in AutoZone or something like that. But I'm going to show you guys here. That, in my opinion, is not the kind of steering wheel you want. It's cracked at the top, you know, it's peeling apart. But this one has your more common 6-bolt pattern for a steering wheel. If you're getting a steering wheel like a Grant, that's going to have a different kind of style of way of attaching in here. But this is going to apply to most steering wheels today. So the tools you're going to need for this are going to be very basic tools. You're going to need a Phillips screwdriver if you have a factory steering wheel inside the truck. As you can see, I have mine already out. The one on the parts truck is an aftermarket one. If you do have an aftermarket one, most likely you'll need a Allen wrench to get some of the bolts out. You'll also need a breaker bar, preferably, or maybe some a big ratchet, and a 21mm socket so we can get the nut right in the middle of the steering wheel. So first, we're going to have to take this cover off, which it's easier if I show you outside of the car already. You have basically 4 screws that you need to take off. There's going to be one here, and then this one and this one. Now these two are a little bit harder to get to when the steering wheel is on the car. So you might have to twist it around just to get access to that one. It's going to be a little uncomfortable. You have to get basically on the bottom and try to, you know, put your screwdriver into those holes. So just keep that in mind. It's not hard, it's just a little tedious and just a little awkward positioning for you to get them. But once you get those 4 bolts out, you'll be able to take this front cover off. And once you have that front cover off, the only other nut you need to worry about is the one in the center. Now we're going to go ahead and do it on the steering wheel that's in there. So let's move over there and then I'll show you. If you are removing a aftermarket steering wheel like the one we have here, you're going to have to do a little extra steps. First of all, you're going to have to undo all the bolts around the steering wheel, holding it down, because most likely you're going to have some kind of horn button, maybe a cover if you don't have a horn there, and it's basically going to be blocking the nut that holds everything in here together. So we need to take the whole steering wheel off, and then we're going to pop the horn button off, and here you see we have access to the main nut right in the middle. That's the one we need to take off. But if you take everything off, it's going to be hard to hold it, you know, from the top. So I recommend you put the steering wheel back on it, do maybe 3 bolts on it so you can hold it, and then that way you can go ahead and take the middle one a lot easier. So we're going to put the 21mm in there. That goes in there. I'm going to use my breaker bar because it's going to make it a lot easier, and we're going to take that nut off. Okay guys, we finally got the steering wheel off. I'm not gonna lie, this took me a lot longer than it should have. It seems like this was really like stuck in there. I don't know. It really took a lot of convincing to get out of there. But we finally got it off. We got our steering wheel off. Now it's basically ready to go and put the new NRG short hub, quick release, and steering wheel. Or you don't have to have the quick release. So if you don't, all you need to do is just put the short hub and your steering wheel in there, and then you'll be good to go. So let's go ahead and get those out, and then we'll put them on. So now that we're ready to put the steering wheel back on, I'm going to show you guys what I bought so I can put a aftermarket steering wheel and a quick release on it. I ended up going with the NRG SRK-160H. This is going to be the short hub. That's what's going to hold your steering wheel or your quick release into this spline right here. It's a perfect fit. It's going to fit the B2000 and the B2200. I have it here right now installed into my steering wheel because we need to make sure we put it in there and have something to hold it with so we can tighten the center nut. But this slides right in here. Also on the back, you got to make sure you're lining up the these two little prongs here into the two holes in here. I believe it's on this one's, not on this one's, but I'll double check. Just it's going to line up with either one of those. Once it's lined up and good, then you can put it in. This is going to take care of your horn. You also have connectors here in the front, which if you're using just a steering wheel, like if you were using it just like this, then they will plug into the back of this to make sure your horn still works. Now, if you're going with a quick release, like I am on my truck, I'm gonna go ahead and move it. I went with the NRG SRK 200 black. That's what the BK means at the bottom, at the end of it. This one is gonna be this quick release. This attaches to this piece right here, and that's what lets you be able to take it off and on. And it just makes it easier if you want to just, you know, take it with you, or if you have bucket seats and it's hard for you to get into the truck, that's going to be the way to go for you to get it off. I'm going to be posting links for both of these ones. The steering wheel is going to be your preference. I went with just an all black steering wheel. Very nice quality. I like NRG products because they fit the way they're supposed to, and they make it really easy to work with, especially when it comes with the connections like this one for the horn. Everything has connection. Even the quick release will have a connection for it, so everything still works just as it should. For right now, I'm gonna go ahead and place this into the steering wheel. We'll tighten it up, then we'll put our quick release in between it. It's a little tedious because, like I said before, we need to make sure we put the steering wheel on it just so we can hold it, tighten it, take the steering wheel off, put our new quick release in between it, tighten it, then put the steering wheel back on it. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll get moving with this project. Okay, so we got the cover in there. I haven't put the screws on the cover, but I just want to make sure it's in there. What I did notice when I first put in this aftermarket steering wheel, especially with the NRG hub, after driving with it for a little bit, I did notice that here it seems like it rubs. I mean, it's only rubbing on the plastic, so it's really not going to be a big deal. But just wanted to give you a heads up on that. It's going to rub, and it's going to just spread little white like plastic particles in there. It doesn't bother me. It might bother you. That's something to keep in mind if you're switching to the NRG one. We already tightened up the nut on the center, so that is ready. We just need to take this bolt and this bolt off so we can put our quick release in there, and then attach the steering wheel right on top of the steering wheel, the quick release. So let's go ahead and do that. Getting the bottom piece of the quick release ready. I took this off of it. As you can see, the cables just plug right into it. You're gonna have it's kind of hard to tell at first, but you can get lost. One of them has a connection that goes into the other one, and vice versa, so it's really easy. That's what I like about NRG. They just give you everything, so it's just plug and play. This also comes with its own screws, so we're gonna get those in there. And then just put this plate into it, and then we'll move on to the next plate, which is this one right here on the bottom. We'll attach this one into the actual steering wheel, and then we'll put the steering wheel cover along with the horn button in it, and you should be ready to just start driving after that. So let's go ahead and get these pieces together, and then we can call it a day on this. Now that we have the bottom part all installed, always make sure you're looking for the small dot at the top. There's going to be just one little dot. That's going to be your top dead center at the top. So we'll look for the same dot, and here it is. So we'll make sure our steering wheel, the top bolt is going to be tying into this one, so that way when it goes into the actual quick release, it's all lined up and you have a straight steering wheel. Just make sure also when you're doing this, you don't have your wheels crooked. Make sure they're all looking straight ahead, and then that way you'll have everything lined up for the steering wheel. So we're gonna attach this into the top part. Make sure we have also our horn button, which here it is. We'll make sure we attach the cables, yellow with yellow, black with black, and then we'll make sure we attach the steering wheel into it. After we do this step, it's basically done. We can just push it into this and you are good to go. So let's finish this one last part and we should be done. Our steering wheel is now attached to the quick release. So now all we gotta do is put it in here and give it a quick little push and you're in. Now it's there, horn works, and you are all set. You now have a quick release and an aftermarket steering wheel on your 4th gen Mazda B series, either a B2000 or a B2200. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and you can use it for when you're doing your steering wheel install. Give us a thumbs up or subscribe for more updates. We'll see you guys.